What's up everybody, Todd here. Today we're going to install the Magnum RT Steps from Raptor series on this 2021 Ford F-150 Super Crew. The tools we'll be using for this installation are a 13mm socket and a ratchet. Now make sure you're subscribed to our channel to keep up to date with all our latest content. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is attach our isolators to our brackets. Now each one of our brackets is going to be labeled. This is DF for driver front. And each one of the brackets is going to have two posts on here that are, one's longer and one's shorter. What we're going to do is take the longer isolator, peel it off, and adhere it. Make sure your holes are lined up, and then the same with the top. And then once we're done with that, we are going to do that to all of the rest of the brackets. Okay, let's go ahead and take the brackets over to the truck. Okay, so we're starting on the driver's side, just behind the front tire. We're going to move back, and you're going to notice we've got 3 studs. These are threaded studs from the factory that are already here. Now, we're going to be attaching these, so if they are covered with paint, if they've got some thick paint over there, you want to remove that paint first before you go any further, because otherwise you can run the risk of damaging some stuff if you try to put a nut onto that. But use either an aggressive wire brush or a die from a die and tap set. This is a M8 by 1.25 thread pitch, in case you want to know. But this is all cleaned off for us, so we're going to go ahead and take our driver's side front bracket and line it up to these 3 studs. We're going to use included washer, lock washer, and nut on each one of the studs, and we're going to put them on finger tight for right now. All right, with it in place, you should be able to wiggle it back and forth. Let's go ahead and move back to our next bracket location. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move back to our next bracket location. Again, we have 3 factory studs. We're going to install our driver's side middle bracket, labeled DM, the exact same way. All right, we're going to move back to the very end of our rocker panel, at the very back of the cab. Again, we've got 3 factory studs, and again, we're going to take the next bracket, driver's side rear, labeled DR, and it's going to install the exact same way as the other 2. All right, now let's go focus on the board. Okay, here's our driver's side board. I've got it flipped around. Now the quickest way to determine driver's side and passenger side is if you look here, there is a letter D that's kind of cut out in our gusseting. If that was a P, that'd be for the passenger side. This is a D, so this is driver's side. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for 3 spots on our gusseting that has 2 oval holes, 2 small oval holes cut out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna find our bolt and nut plates. We're going to fit them inside that gusseting, run that through. And what we want to do is we want to have the bolt side come out the top side hole, not the bottom side hole down where the steps are. And then we're going to take one of our plastic fasteners. This is just a retainer. We're going to spin this down, and this is just going to hold this bolt plate in place so we can line it up to the brackets. We're going to do this to all 3 of the holes, and then we're going to take this over to our brackets that are already installed on the truck, and we're going to line them up to the top slots on the brackets. Okay, here's our front mount location that's going to install the exact same way. Make sure the bolt portion is up to the top and the nut portion is down to the bottom. All right, and of course we're going to do the exact same thing for our rearmost mounting location. All right, let's go ahead and line it up to the brackets. Okay, so we're back underneath the truck. Right now we're focused on the rear bracket, but what we're doing on the rear, we're also doing to the front 2 brackets. Let's go ahead and pull the board up to the brackets and make sure the bolt goes through the top slot on our bracket. Once that's installed there, we're going to take a flat washer, lock washer, and nut, loosely install it onto that bolt. All right, we're just putting it on finger tight for right now. That's because we're also going to be taking a provided bolt with lock washer and flat washer. Make sure that our nut plate down below is lined up to the hole, and then run that bolt through there and get that finger tight, and do the same exact thing to all 3 of the brackets. Okay, so these brackets do have slotted holes. That way you can adjust the board side to side. Once you get it where you want it, go ahead and raise the board up, get it down to the bottom where the bracket is to the bottom of the board, and go ahead and tighten down your hardware using a 13 millimeter. And once you've repeated that to the other brackets, you can go ahead and tighten your brackets to the truck using a 13 millimeter. Make sure you do not over tighten these though. Make sure you just tighten them down to compress the lock washers. Repeat the same for the other brackets. Okay, these are your stone guards for the front of your step pads. Now, with your steps, these are side specific, so they look the same, but they're actually a little bit different. So make sure you have them lined up properly to where they're going to line up. Otherwise, if you try to set that in place and it doesn't quite line up, you're not going to get the proper coverage. So this right here is actually going to be for your passenger side. So what we're going to do, I've already gone ahead and wiped this down with some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and peel away my 3M adhesive protector. And we can line it up and stick it to it. Okay, so repeat the same process for the front side of each one of your step arms. Well, we repeated the exact same process for the passenger side, and that concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.